Good day. We are Q4 and we will discuss about risk measures and risk reduction. So first thing is what is a risk and what is a return?
So, risk and return are often referred to as the RS of a finance. So, investors are interested in both risk and return because understanding one without the other is meaningless.
So return is a profit or benefit na pwede makuha sa usa ka investor if he or she invested in something. But not all investment is a sure thing. If ang return sa imong investment is not what you expected to meet, is what we call a risk.
So let's begin with risk measure. So what are risk measures? Are statistical measures that are numerical predictors of investment risk and volatility. And then both these volatility, it is the ability to change rapidly and unpredictably, especially for the world. So, ibigay no, tawag sa measures na nag-use ng statistics ay nag-base sila sa historical data para ma-predict ang investment risk and uncertainty investment.
A basic risk measure of a single asset is the variance of the standard of deviation. The square root of the variance of the returns that variance is compound as follows. Ito yung gamitin natin na formula para mas madali natin makuha yung tamang sagot. Pero mas maigi or mas maganda kung gumamit tayo ng table para mas madali ang proseso ng ating pag-compute ng tamang sagot.
Computing the variance involves the following steps. First, get the mean. Second, get the difference of each return and the mean. Third, get the square differences. Fourth, add the square differences. And fifth, divide by the number of periods.
So, I will have the data. So, example, we have a table. It shows historical data that pretends to return each year starting from 2011 to 2015. So, first step is to get the mean or the average return for the 5-year period starting from 2011 and up to 2015, and then add the all percent of the tables, then divide the 5 years period, and the mean period is 16.85%.
My topic is all about calculate the difference between two numbers, subtract the smallest number from the larger number. The result will be the numerical difference between the two values. So, example, get the difference if it's returned and the mean. So, the difference is 16.25% minus 16.65%. And percentage is negative 0.6% and negative 0.006.
In percentage, para ma-turn siya into decimal, simply we need to move two places to the left.
And 2012, the difference is 19.50% minus 16.85%. In percentage, 2.65% and 0.0265.
I'm Rika Randoy, so next step is to get the square difference. So para mo suppose from previous slide, as the last column, example of 2011 and negative 0.006 in squared the shot 36. So next step is to add the square differences. It's a divided, which is a number of period, which is finally what is 0.0030006.
So the square root of 0.00306 is equal to 0.05477, and that is the standard deviation of the return. So the standard deviation of the return of x is equal to 5.48%, two places to the right, and ending round off on standard among return assets.
So after we get the difference of each return and the mean and the square differences, so now we will add the square differences in order na makuha natin yung variance. So first we add the 0.000036 down to 0.0058, 52, and 25. And the result is 0.15003. So ito po yung result sa ating variances. And then since 5 years man ang ating period, so we will divide the variance to 5. So the total is 0.00306. And then next we will get the standard deviation. So since the standard deviation is equal man siya sa square root of the variances, so again we will calculate the total of variance using the square root. So the square root of 0.00306 is equal to 0.05477. So para makuha natin yung standard deviation of the return, which is stock, is equal to 5.48%. So we will move the decimal point to the right, and then we will round off. Then the final standard deviation is 5.48%. So that's all.
Return measure. Assets should be compared based on both risk and return. The coefficient of variation is a simple risk return measure. To compare various assets, it is computed by dividing the standard deviation of returns by the mean return. So coefficient of variation is equals to standard deviation divided by the mean return.
So, since ang result man sa ating variance is 0.003006, so para makuha natin ang standard deviation is squared lang natin ang result sa variance, which is ang result natin ay 0.05477, and that is the standard deviation of the return. So, since ang formula natin ay i-divide natin siya sa mean, so 0.05477 divided by 0.1685, and the result is 0.325. So, based on the simple measures, investors should prefer assets with low coefficient of variation.
Risk reduction. From a portfolio perspective, risk as measured by the portfolio variances or standard deviation can be reduced by the combining asset whose returns do not move in the same direction, or at least do not move perfectly together. This will be accomplish the same objective of minimizing risk for given level of return.
In the other words, para mas ma-reduce ang risk sa investment, is mas recommended kuno ang isa ka investors should not put all his money as one asset. Mas better kung i-diversified ang isa ka portfolio. Para sa iba't ibang asset ay mabibigay ako ng isang katagang do not put all your eggs in one basket. What if mahulog yung basket ay mabibiyak or mawawasak yung itlog? Pareho lang yan pag nag-invest ka.